We've got about another 30 dogs now.
There are now at least 70 dogs locked away on this farm, and Matt's team have no idea just how bad it's going to get. It's 2 p.m, and Essex-based Deputy Chief Inspector Matt Goff has just had a call to help out some colleagues on a remote farm near Romford.
We're heading to Stapleford Abbots, where another inspector has arrived at a job and she's asked for help. What she's walked in on, I'm not 100% sure at the moment. It seems to be either 15 dogs or 50 dogs. They're said to be in very poor conditions, and all I know at the moment is that the police are on scene, vets on scene, and all the animals have to come out today.
Matt is briefed that a man has been taking in rescue dogs, but they have been discovered living in alleged disgusting conditions. And it's chaos as Matt and his team start to catalogue and remove over 20 dogs being kept in separate pens and outhouses.
The trouble we've got in there is that there's a lot of dogs kept in cat cages, rabbit hutches, laundry baskets, bricks on top. There's quite a few of them that the vets said are suffering. And because of the conditions they're in, we can't leave anything.
Because of the size of the problem, this will be a multi-agency operation, and it's up to Matt to organise the search teams.
We've got transport coming from all over the southeast, and hopefully we'll be able to get them all out today, but we're just going to have to prioritise, because the dogs that are actually suffering are going to have to come out first, and then we'll have to deal with the ones that are just in poor conditions after that.
The first dog brought out by Inspector Sarah Elmy, who was first at the scene, is an old St Bernard in a pitiful state.
She has a skin condition going on the back here, probably caused where she's been laying in her own urine and faeces. This is all thick wet matting. This is just a clump. It's just rock solid, and then she's got big open pussy sores on her back as well. She's very tender to touch. Come on, sweetheart, let's go.
The RSPCA have been given access to various entrances and outbuildings by the owner, all of which contain dogs in unsuitable conditions.
We've got a St Bernard, we've got Rottie, we've got Labradors, we've got Lurchers, we've got Jack Russells, we've got a Yorkshire Terrier. There's absolutely all sorts in here. Some puppies that look to be a week, 2 weeks old, some puppies that are maybe 8-10 weeks, complete range of ages and breeds.
A little bit grumpy, this one. He's been kept in a laundry basket with a metal lid on top and a couple of bricks to weight it down, so we don't know when the last time he was out of there. He's a bit scared. Good lad.
Although the owner has allowed access to his land, he's reluctant to let the search teams look in certain parts of the farm.
Are the police able to verify who owns that?
Was it the other side of the area?
Yeah, just the other side of this plot. And it's linked by a gate inside, you see. And he's saying it's not his, but he's clearly using it to some extent.
And for good reason, as Sarah comes back from one of the outhouses the owner claims weren't his with some shocking news.
At least 30 dogs.
Okay,
Caravans full
done.
of cats.
We've got about another 30 dogs now.
We've got another indoor barn.
There are now at least 70 dogs locked away on this farm, and Matt's team have no idea just how bad it's going to get.
What's happened since is I've been taken into the house area, which is just down there. And once we got in there, there's a porter cabin, a number of wooden sheds, and inside there are dozens of dogs in appalling conditions. It's difficult at the moment to get a handle on how many dogs we've got.
But the animals haven't been the team's only problem.
The person who owns the animals, he withheld some of the animals for us initially. So twice now he's admitted he's got more animals than he first let on.
With the truth finally out, the dogs from the hidden buildings can be rescued, led by Inspector Sarah Elmy. And it's immediately obvious that some of these dogs need urgent medical attention.
She's got a tumour that looks like it's been left just to do whatever it wants to do. So it's obvious that this looks like it's burst, that looks like infection on the outside there. And she's reluctant to walk because of how long her nails are, because she's not been out of that cage for quite some time. The smell will be the infection that's coming out, which is the yellow and green pus coming out from the middle of it. We're going to take her straight to the vet, hopefully get that removed, get her some antibiotics and get her on her way to recovery, hopefully.
Three hours after he arrived, Matt is still supervising dogs being removed. The farm owner is also present and still seems to care about his animals. As a mother and puppy are removed, he asks Sarah to make sure she doesn't get cold. Having spent all day there, Matt has formed an opinion of what's gone wrong, and it's not just a straightforward case of neglect.
I think the guy has just taken on far more than he can cope with. So it looks like a lot of the animals have come to him as rescues, maybe dogs that people have tried to give away. And it's a classic, I suppose, your classic hoarder situation. But unfortunately, he's just taken on far more than he's able to provide for, and it's led to this.
This is the mum and puppy. Puppy's about 3 to 4 weeks old. Kept in a cage, no food, no water. Mum was lactating, so probably should have had lots of water and food available. She's now, as a result of not having food and water available to her, has actually dried up. So she's not producing any milk, which is why the puppies, you can see how thin and small this puppy is for 4 weeks. They're just relieved to be out. Very cute though. Good dogs. You've got room for 2.
The suspected neglect witnessed by the team on a huge scale has shocked everyone, but it's not over yet. Inspector Sarah has found one poor dog cowering at the back of the shed.
Got another terrier type with a very sore eye. Don't know how long that's been like that or what would have caused it, but get him off to the vets and get him examined. He'll probably have to have that taken out. Should we get you off? Yeah.
The cases from the hidden buildings are shipped off to a local vet's, and Matt's team can carry on evacuating the rest of the dogs.
We've been here about 4.5 hours now, and the difficulty we've got is we've got about 4 or 5 different agencies and people here to help with the transport of the dogs. We've got 6 or 7 different inspectors, so it's a lot of people to coordinate.
For all these people, the priority is to get the animals to safety, but the conditions the dogs have been kept in have created extra complications.
Especially as it's dark, a lot of them are in deep mud. It's quite a difficult process, and it's time consuming because if we rush it, it becomes dangerous. A lot of the dogs aren't socialised, they're not easy to handle, and the environment itself is quite dangerous when you're dealing with that kind of dog.
Many of these dogs have spent most of their days cooped up on this farm, trapped in cages and never seeing daylight.
Come on, come on.
6 hours after Matt arrived, dogs are still streaming out of the property. And light is fading fast.
We've got basic torches and lights on the vans, but it's such a dark environment. We're well away from any main road, so it's pitch black here, and we can't safely remove the animals without a light source. So the fire service has provided us with all these lights to illuminate the area, which is fantastic. It was so difficult to do this job without them. Potentially this is a job where we could be here until the early hours of the morning. I think some of us will still be working on this until dawn tomorrow.
As each van is filled, it heads off to a local vet's. Into the night, volunteers, inspectors and vets work together to get these dogs out of there.
He's in good body shape, this guy.
Nothing wrong with him, is there?
No, there's nothing wrong with him.
Vet Clinton Float has witnessed some terrible scenes.
I've been a vet for 13 years and I've never seen anything quite like that. Just shocking, really. What's most troubling, really, is that the gentleman concerned, he just, I don't think he even realises just on what scale the problem is. Yeah, shocking.
Finally, the last few dogs are brought out and sent on their way. Matt gets a chance to reflect on their day.
Well, we've been here about 10.5 hours now. In total, we've now got just over 70 dogs we've taken out of the property, and as far as we know, that's everything for tonight. All the dogs we've seen here have been removed.
It's a tragic situation, but for Matt, it's much more complicated than a case of simple cruelty.
I don't think he's a cruel person. I think things have very much got on top of him. He's taken a dog in here, he's taken another one in there to start with. He's built himself some makeshift kennels, he's converted some barns, he's carried on taking dogs in, and unfortunately he's one man trying to look after 70 dogs. He's still failed them, he's failed to meet their needs.
Despite his best intentions, taking in unwanted dogs, the owner's kindness may have caused intolerable suffering to over 100 animals. This operation utilised over 30 people and cost thousands of pounds. It's been a long, harrowing day for everybody involved. For now, the dogs can be taken to a place of comfort and safety. Some have been lucky, but others will need medical attention.